Pick up 2 jars of peanut butter side by side and you'd assume they're basically the same food. They're not. One is ground peanuts and nothing else. The other can be up to 15% vegetable oil, sugar, and stabilizer, and both are sitting on the same supermarket shelf at nearly the same price, wearing almost identical rustic packaging. That gap between what the label promises and what the ingredient panel actually says is where this investigation lives. Peanut butter is one of the most trusted staples in the Australian pantry. Cheap, familiar, assumed to be simple, but simple isn't always what's in the jar. Over the next 20 minutes, we're ranking 8 commercial spread formulations by how much of your money is actually buying peanuts and how much is buying oil dressed up to look like them. By the end, you'll be able to read any jar in under 10 seconds and know exactly what you're paying for. Here's something most shoppers never check. In Australia, the word butter on a nut product isn't just marketing, it's regulated. Under the Food Standards Australia-New Zealand Code, a product needs peanuts as its clear characterizing ingredient to legally use the term peanut butter. Falls short of that threshold, and manufacturers have to rename it a peanut spread instead. It sounds like a technicality, but it's actually your fastest clue to formulation quality. This countdown ranks 8 commercial approaches by peanut proportion, added oils and sugars, and how clearly that information is disclosed, not by taste and not by brand loyalty. So keep an eye on that back panel, because that's where every real answer in this video is going to come from. Let's start at the bottom of the list. Number 8. Budget, home brand traditional smooth spreads. Budget, home brand smooth spreads sit at the cheapest end of the shelf, and their formulation shows it. Peanut content here commonly sits in the mid to high 80s, with the remaining space filled by vegetable oil, sugar, and salt. Nothing here breaks any rule. It's a legal, safe, and genuinely budget-friendly product. But that low sticker price is achieved by trimming the one ingredient that actually costs money, peanuts. If you're stretching a grocery budget, that trade-off might be perfectly reasonable. Just know you're making it. A cheaper jar and a pure jar are not the same purchase, even when they sit 10 centimeters apart on the same shelf. Number 7 supermarket Tier 2 value smooth formulations one run up, and prices creep higher, but peanut proportions barely move. These Tier 2 branded spreads typically land in a similar range to the home brand option below them, often bolstered with hydrogenated vegetable fat purely for shelf stability. So what's the extra dollar actually buying? Mostly marketing and brand recognition, not measurably more peanut. That's not fraud. It's just worth knowing before you assume a familiar logo automatically means a better formulation. Recognition isn't the same thing as purity, and this tier proves it every time you check the fine print. Number Zampa 6 high sugar commercial processed blends. Some commercial spreads are engineered less for the pantry and more for the school lunchbox, smoother, sweeter, and noticeably softer than a traditional roast. That texture comes from added sugar and oil combining to soften the paste and boost palatability, particularly for kids. Check the nutrition information panel, and you'll often find sugar levels well above what a naturally roasted peanut would ever produce on its own. There's nothing hidden here. It's clearly a confectionery-leaning product wearing a peanut butter label. The lesson: sweetness in peanut spread isn't a bonus feature. It's an ingredient decision you should be making on purpose, not by accident. Number 5. The light, or reduced fat replacement trap. This is where good intentions quietly go sideways. Light or reduced fat peanut spreads strip out the natural oil that peanuts already contain, and then have to replace the lost structure with water, maltodextrin, or modified starch just to hold the paste together. So a product marketed as the healthier option often ends up more processed, not less. Removing fat doesn't remove calories the way people assume, and it definitely doesn't remove ultra-processed filler. If you're chasing a genuinely lighter product, the better move is smaller portions of the real thing, not a reformulated substitute built around starch and water. Number 4. Imported multi-blends commercial spreads. Some commercial spreads source peanuts from multiple overseas origins, blended with generic vegetable oil, and that's where the Australian-made bar on the back of the pack becomes genuinely useful. Longer supply chains, sometimes involving weeks or months of transit and storage, often mean heavier reliance on oils and preservatives just to keep the product shelf stable by the time it reaches you. This isn't automatically a quality failure. Imported ingredients are a major reason budget options exist at all during a genuine cost of living squeeze. But if local sourcing matters to you, that green and gold percentage bar is the one number on the label that can't lie to you. Number 3. Hydrogenated vegetable oil, emulsified brands. Ever wonder why some jars never separate, no matter how long they sit in the cupboard? That's not a natural property of peanuts. Oil separation is completely normal for a pure product. Permanent smoothness comes from hydrogenated or fully solidified vegetable fats, binding the oil in place so it physically can't rise to the surface. Modern Australian hydrogenation processes have cut trans fat levels dramatically compared to decades past, so this isn't a safety alarm. But it does mean the perfect texture in these jars is chemistry, not nature, and the saturated fat count on the label usually reflects exactly that. Number 2. Classic industrial spreads with added vegetable fats. Some of the most recognizable names in Australian pantries built their reputation decades ago on a formula that hasn't fundamentally changed. High oil content, high sodium, engineered for maximum spreadability rather than maximum nutrition. There's real comfort and nostalgia wrapped up in these products, and that loyalty is genuine. But familiarity can quietly do the same job as clever marketing. It stops you from ever checking the ingredient list because you assume you already know what's inside. Take one honest look at the panel on a jar you grew up with, and you might be surprised how much has been added around the peanuts, not just to them. If one of these formulations is already sitting in your pantry right now, drop the number in the comments and subscribe because the loophole letting manufacturers hide the exact oil inside your food is still ahead. Number 1. The ultimate low with high oil commercial spread. At the top of this countdown sits the most heavily extended formulation on the supermarket shelf, the product that pushes non-peanut ingredients about as far as they can legally go while still being called a peanut spread. Vegetable oil, emulsifiers, and sodium combine here to stretch the jar's weight, with peanut content dropping toward the lower edge of what regulation allows. Every ingredient is completely compliant with FSMZ food safety standards. Nothing here is illegal or unsafe. What it is a masterclass in maximizing shelf yield from the smallest possible amount of actual nut. Read the ingredient list in order. If oil appears immediately after peanuts and in meaningful volume, you're paying close to peanut butter prices for what is functionally an oil-based spread with peanut flavoring. Here's the part almost nobody thinks to ask. Why doesn't the label have to say which vegetable oil is actually inside? Under current Australian food standards, manufacturers can list the generic term vegetable oil without specifying whether it's palm, canola, soybean, sunflower, or cottonseed. That flexibility exists for a practical reason. It lets companies swap oil sources based on global commodity pricing without reprinting packaging every time a crop fails or a market shifts. It's not illegal, and there's a legitimate supply chain argument behind it. But it also means 2 jars with the word vegetable oil printed in identical grey text could contain completely different oils, sourced from completely different parts of the world, and you would have no way of knowing which one you just bought. This is usually where the conversation turns emotional. So let's stay precise. Not every vegetable oil in an Australian peanut spread is palm oil, but some genuinely is, and palm remains one of the most controversial commodity oils on the planet because of its links to tropical deforestation. Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil certification exists specifically so companies can prove their supply chain isn't tied to that damage, and a growing number of Australian manufacturers now disclose RSPO status directly on request or via corporate sustainability reporting. The uncomfortable nuance here is that palm actually produces far more oil per hectare than alternatives like canola or soybean, so a blanket boycott isn't automatically the cleaner choice. It can just shift the same land pressure onto a less efficient crop. If this matters to you, the real solution isn't guessing. It's checking for RSPO certification, or simply choosing a peanut butter with no added vegetable oil at all. Comparative analysis, natural versus industrial, which brings us to the products sitting quietly at the opposite end of the shelf. The ones made from 100% roasted peanuts and nothing else. If you've ever opened a jar and found a layer of oil pulled on top, your instinct might be to assume something's gone wrong. It's the reverse. That separation is physics, not a flaw. It's proof nothing was added to artificially hold the product together. A short stir restores it in seconds. Nutritionally, these single-ingredient jars typically carry a higher protein concentration per 100 grams and 0 added saturated fat from external oils, because there's nothing external in them to begin with. The only genuine downside is convenience. They need stirring, and usually the fridge once opened. That's a fair trade for a lot of Australian shoppers once they actually understand what they're comparing it against. Now here's the number that changes how a lot of people shop. Budget spreads look cheaper on the shelf, but once you subtract the water, oil, and sugar mass from the jar, you're often paying for a smaller amount of actual peanut than the price tag suggests. Run the maths on cost per gram of real peanut protein, not total jar weight, and a slightly pricey 100% natural product frequently comes out ahead in value, not behind. This isn't true in every single case, and upfront cash flow still matters enormously for tight budgets. But cheapest jar and best value are two different calculations, and supermarkets have built entire pricing strategies around shoppers never running the second one. Walk past the spread aisle, and you'll see earthy green packaging, images of sun-drenched fields, and words like wholesome and goodness printed across products that are, in reality, heavily processed. That's not accidental. It's a deliberate marketing technique called health halo framing. And Australian truth in advertising law generally allows it, as long as no specific false claim is made. Front of pack language tends to highlight what's absent, no artificial colors, gluten-free, while staying completely silent about what's been added, like sodium or refined fat. None of that breaks the law, but it does mean the label facing you on the shelf is legally allowed to sell you a feeling, while the only place the truth is required to appear is the ingredient panel on the back. None of this happened overnight. Industrial vegetable oils entered commercial peanut spreads decades ago as a direct response to a genuine manufacturing problem. Natural peanut oil separates and can turn rancid faster in long-term warehouse storage. Blending in stable vegetable fats solved that logistics problem and let peanut butter survive months on a shelf instead of weeks in a fridge. It was at the time a legitimate innovation, but it also permanently shifted commercial recipes away from just peanuts and toward peanuts, plus whatever keeps this stable the longest. And that engineering logic still shapes most mass-market formulations sold today. It's worth being clear-eyed here. This isn't the story where every option on the shelf fails you. Independent Australian testing from organizations like Choice regularly ranks 100% natural, additive-free peanut butters among the best performers for both nutrition and taste. And several mainstream and independent Australian brands now produce genuinely pure, single-ingredient options using local, high-oleic peanuts. They usually cost a little more, and yes, they need a stir, but their existence proves the alternative isn't some niche health food fantasy. It's sitting on the same shelf, right next to everything we've just covered, waiting for someone to actually flip the jar around. So here's how you take all of this into the supermarket with you. First, check the legal name butter means peanuts dominate. Spread is your first warning sign. Second, read the ingredient list in order of weight. If oil sits high on that list, you're buying oil in meaningful volume. Third, check the Australian-made percentage bar if local sourcing matters to you. And fourth, glance at the nutrition information panel for sugar and saturated fat per 100 grams and compare it against 100% natural options sitting on the same shelf. 4 checks, under 10 seconds, and you'll never have to guess again. Nothing in this investigation is about danger. Every product we've covered is legal, regulated, and safe to eat. This was never a safety story. It's a transparent story. The front of a jar is designed to sell you a feeling. The back of the jar is the only part legally required to tell you the truth. Somewhere between those two panels is the real difference between a peanut butter and an oil spread wearing its name. You don't need to swear off convenience or judge anyone's grocery budget to make a better informed choice. You just need to know where to look. Read the order, check the percentage, and buy with your eyes open. That's the whole game.